hear you. I can't say I hear. Let me look at what you have.
0.8. No, tell her. I said you can't multiply.
You need to rearrange that. That's guaranteed. That needs to be rearranged. Check it again. Because look at the device and the dividend. So I'll check again. And one more little thing that needs to happen.
I got one. I got a dog.
But you can also get one. You have
one.
To see how you can manipulate those numbers. So you're actually building number skills. What can you do to that? I see how you can get one, but if you can get one, you don't get 1,000. If you don't get one, you don't get 1,000.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
I guess it's 10,000. So let me see. Okay, so when you do 10,000, you need to adjust one thing. It's a face value thing though. Good. See, it's the idea of place value how important these two concepts are. Come on, it's one thing that you need to
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
Do you know the answer? Can you figure it out?
I think that's not much true. You do this, right? You like to type, that's
So,
Alright, does you have it?
I think so. I'm not too sure.
you think so? Come on. So,
Oh, we do points.
Yes.
This one you put at the divisionator.
Yes. Yeah, go back.
Put it at the divisionator, so you have to add, figure it out.
Yes.
Got it?
got it. This is the only thing that.
Oh my God, you guys the crack my head.
So, what do you have? Who should I ask first? Who wants to go first? Please don't let me say in a minute right now.
You don't say it together, no, we don't have it.
All right, but maybe we'll have different solutions. Arantas, yes, let's hear what you came up with.
You're killing that one. Okay. I did 8888 divided by 8888. That's the first step, right? I don't
Divided by
know if it's correct
88?
by us. Yeah, can you write it on the board?
It's on the board. Could you call it down?
No, I can't see.
I'm sorry, I'm coming.
2 more 8s at the end, but you said it has to be exactly 8 times, right? I didn't use that division sign, but I used the other division sign.
It's okay.
All right. I know that I have to move a decimal point
Uh-huh.
to my, it's going to go time to my left.
Just tell me where you'll insert the decimal point.
To your,
Alright, let's talk about this is the do you know this is the dividend and it's the divisor? So
Yes.
here's the divisor and here's the dividend. Which one? Divisor or dividend?
it's the,
Is it the divisor or the dividend?
it's the divisor.
Alright, so where would you put that?
Yes. Yeah, but
Where would you put it?
So it should be
Right, 888.
Here,
Yes.
I don't agree.
Sorry, 8.8.
Yeah. But there's something like what I have, but then
8.8.
Is it
Yeah,
what? Rosina, what were you saying?
8.88.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Oh,
That's what I can agree
yes.
with.
I'm sorry. 3. I'm 3.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm 3.
Okay.
It's 3.
All right. That's what we all coming up with. Percent Tiana, that's what you get. You got?
I have 8.8
888.
divided
0.8 divided by.
0.888.
Wait. All right. 0.888.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That should work.
Yeah, that's what
Good job. You go downstairs. Okay, there's another 8. Could you test it for me?
yeah. So those are
What's the first one?
Here.
All right, so that's it. Very good. Good job. Now, yesterday we spoke about starters and the need for them. Rosina, Christiana, can you remind us the need for using starters? We just talked. I don't think it's in your notes right now.
Starters.
Our starter helps to settle the students, to keep them focused. It's a fun, sometimes it can be a fun activity to get them engaged and encouraged into the subject area that you are going to begin with.
Yes, good. Casey, do you have anything to add from yesterday's class?
We can help improve their numeracy skills.
Yes.
Yes, that too.
Public service skills. Good. So we're saying that starters are very important because even though you're adults, you're adult learners, do you see how much thinking is required and how you're building your thinking skills from doing these activities? So
Definitely.
that's one of the benefits of doing starters. You get the students settled because you're teaching them some skills. Alright?
Yeah.
Now we're going to do some quick revision of some important things that we did yesterday. Monday, I keep saying yesterday, but anyhow. Whenever I say yesterday, I actually mean Monday. So I have here introductory activity. Some person might know them as introductory activity and some might know them as starters. So the other thing we looked at was concepts and now, so another thing that we need to be able to do is to distinguish between what's an algorithm and what's a procedure. An algorithm is the same thing as procedures. They're the same thing. Now, before we go on, Kezia, could you tell us what an algorithm is and what a concept is?
Alright, the procedure is the step-by-step.
Bermuda, please write. This is important.
Okay.
Procedure is a step-by-step method to solve a particular problem, while the concept is the idea behind the topic or topic.
Good. Christiana, do you have anything to add?
No, not really.
Alright. So an algorithm, which is the same as a procedure, is the step-by-step process you use to get a desired result. That's the algorithm. The concept is the idea behind the topic or subtopic. that clear?
Idea behind the subject, you said?
The topic or
Topic or
subtopic?
sub-topic.
We're going to explore it a little bit more. Alright, so
Oh,
do you want me to say it again?
yeah, can you repeat the concept again, please?
The concept is the idea behind the topic or subtopic.
Yeah, where does concept come in? You said algorithm is the same as the procedure. But what's
Algorithms and procedural, they're the same thing. So you hear some person say algorithm, and you hear others say procedure, which is the same thing.
We're trying to distinguish between procedure and concept.
Procedure and concept. Yeah. All right. Rosina, can you tell me what you have?
Yes, I have algorithm is the same as procedures, and the procedures are the step-by-step method to get desired result.
Okay.
And concept is an idea behind the topic or subtopic.
Very good. Good job. All right. So now, one of the things we looked at yesterday was a parameter. One of the topic. Now we talk about the concept, the idea behind parameter. And we talk about why it's important for the students to get the concept. And then we move from the concept to the procedure or the algorithm. So we talk about the idea that surrounds parameter. What do you think is the idea that surrounds parameter? When you think of parameter, what comes to mind? Don't tell me about the formula or whatever. What comes to mind? I'm asking Bermuda now. I'm sure that's Kezia and Crescentia should be able to tell us afterwards.
Shape.
Could you say it again? Rosina, same.
Shape.
Shape. No, I'm not going to agree with that. I can't agree with that because you can find the parameter of something that is not a shape.
Okay.
Rick, do you have anything to add?
Well, I was gonna say a parallelogram, that you do see.
No, I don't think we got the question.
Repeat the question again,
The question is, when you think of the word procedure, when you hear parameter, when you hear the word parameter, what comes to mind?
A measurement.
Measurement?
Yes.
All right, no problem. Anything else?
Complete. This.
You say it again?
Completeness.
Completeness. Could you give me some more details on that one? All right, so Crescentia, do you want to help them?
Okay, so generally, like what she's asking was like, it's like not a definition you would give the students, but at the end of the day, what would the idea they would get after you explain what's parameter, and it would be like distance around the enclosed figure.
To leave out one thing. Remember we discussed this current around, what word did you leave out? Boundaries.
Yes, boundaries.
Oh, well, this, okay, this.
Of an enclosed
Figure.
figure. Now, why do we say this is so again? We talked about activities that we could have used. So when we think of parameter, the student should get the distance around the boundaries of an enclosed figure. They should get that idea. Are we clear? So talk about activities. What are some of the activities? Can you remind us of what are some of the activities we could have used?
We were saying that we could use a leaf and we could use a string to
repeat that for me? Orantos.
I couldn't hear her, to be honest.
I think I'm more or less because the guys are so busy writing, so I give it 2 minutes to write, then I ask question again. I give it some time to write, and then I'll ask a question again.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so I'm saying we were looking at some activities. So in the class that we could use to do perimeter or to give students the understanding of the concept of perimeter. It's important for them to understand the concept. We were saying that if we just give them a question and say find the perimeter of a rectangle and they just go and add. But then sometimes they don't understand why they just go and add. But if they understand the concept, you could give them anything, any shape or whatever to find the perimeter, and they will know how to do it because they understand the concept. Are you agree with that?
Yes.
Why are you agreeing?
Because if they understand the methodology or the concept, like you're saying, I can give a child parallelograms, tell them find the perimeter of that particular parallelogram. They should be able to do it right away, with knowing that they have to understand the concept first.
Good.
Right?
Very good, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Alright? So we talk about activities, and she was saying that we could use a leaf, and then we could use a piece of string and a ruler. And having the students run the string around the leaf, around the boundaries of the leaf, and then measuring that distance on a ruler. That would give the perimeter of the leaf. Do you think so?
Yes, that's actually
That's
great.
one activity. We talk about, I think Christiana gave us the activity of the perimeter of the desk. If an ant should walk around the distance around the desk, something like that. Do you remember that activity?
Yeah.
So that would give the students the idea of perimeter. So when you reach the algorithm, which basically is, if I give them this and say, having done those activities, and say, find the perimeter of this rectangle, which is a 3 centimeter by a 4 centimeter rectangle. Do you think that without having to show them the steps, do you think I know him to do that?
Can you repeat that, sorry?
Having done the activities with the leaf
Right.
and the desk, so they now get the idea of what perimeter is. Do you think that if you draw a rectangle on the board and put in the dimensions, that the student will be able to find the perimeter?
If they understand the concept, yes.
Good. That's the idea we want to look at. So we don't have to we don't have to enslave them by just showing them procedures and they're stuck there. So
Right.
the procedure would just be perimeter of rectangle is equal to length plus width plus length plus width. That is 3 plus 4 cm plus 3 cm plus 4 cm, which is how much? 7 and 7, 14 cm. So, now do you have a better understanding of the concept versus the procedure? So, as I said, the concept, I'm going to do just one more. I don't know, you're going to link up with the others, try to get the others that we've done. So the concept is the what? The idea behind the topic or subtopic. And the algorithm or the procedure are just the what? The steps we use to come to the solution that we want. Alright, so I'm going to do one, I'm going to give you one to do. So which one do you think I should give them to do? Vicentiana or Kezia?
Division.
Oh, you guys are kidding?
It's easy. I chose the easiest one for you.
Alright, okay.
Alright, we'll do both. Alright, we're gonna do it together because of time and because I did this already and I don't want to bore my other students. What do you think the idea? Alright, I'll give you to do division. I'll do volume with you. You guys do division and I'll do volume with you. What's the idea behind division? When you think of division,
Are you asking this question?
Yes.
Are you asking us the question?
I'm asking you just in case you didn't hear. So you can discuss it among yourselves and see.
So you asked us what's the idea first?
I'm asking for the concept first and then the procedure. So technically, what you're doing, you're putting out this table here.
Okay.
Would you do the same thing? Is it
Does it have to be together? Not really. Hey, Chris. Not really. It's completely relevant part of the exercise.
There's some things in the literature online when you go on Dr. Boudreaux's machine the teacher course, she has some things online. So just some reading materials you can go and read them. Or read them. So you can benefit from those too. Just read the articles. They're mostly articles and stuff. Presentiano, you remember yesterday you were saying that you wanted some articles for the some units. If you can get on to Orville, can you get on?
Yes.
Alright, so there are some, are you hearing me?
Yeah.
There are some articles there. They're not mine. Originally, let me make mine disclaimer. The lecturer before, Dr. Boudou, she usually teaches course. So she will put up those articles, they can go and read them. Alright, it should be good for you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Alright, so I can't give you any more time. Sorry, I don't mean to be rushing you. But what did you come up with for division, the concept?
So the number of times the number can go into another number.
Alright. The number of time. Something about that has not resting well with me. The number of times something can go into another number. Because what is missing for me is what is the dividend and what is the divisor. Because even that can be the concept of division too. So let's put it in a better way then. The number of times this divisor.
You're gonna use that word?
Yeah, that's it.
Do they know what the box cut is?
Yeah, but that's
many
why,
students,
remember, even if I don't know what divisor is, and that's the first thing, before starting the concept, they have to understand the vocab. The vocab is important, so they need to understand the word. When they're talking about divisor and dividend, they need to understand what these are. All
So
right?
we still, although they still use the correct terms, when
Yes.
we're talking to them, then we break that down further.
If what? Could you say it again?
So when explaining something or concept, are you saying that we should always use the correct mathematical term and then break that mathematical term down?
That's very important because they're expanding their math vocab. That's very important. You need to explain. You need to, don't be afraid to use the math term with them, but you have to explain to them properly. So if you don't want to go there, I can give you another one, which is repeated. That's what the one we used Monday, repeated subtraction. Why is it repeated subtraction? We'll explore that also. So I'm going to write here. Can they see the board? Can you see the board?
No.
no, yeah,
Seems to be Zoom.
I'm going to just write in this with a space here. Could you just move me like this? Alright, so in this little space here, if I have, give me a number. Okay, so, any number? Yes,
12.
12 divided by what?
3.
Okay, so if I have that number, 12 divided by 3, I could be taking out groups. So I'm saying that it's repeated subtraction. Please pay attention. So if I have 12, I can take out 3. What will be left is 9. So this is one group. I take out another 3. What will be left is 6. So this is the second group. I take out another 3. What will be left is 3. So this is the third group. So I take away 3 from 3. Nothing is left. So this is the fourth group. So technically that's a division question. I can get 4 groups of 3 from 12. Are you agree with that? Yes, so this is a concept behind it. This can be an idea behind division. So to understand that division is really repeated subtraction. If you give them a question to do, and it can be a bigger question, let's say 420 divided by 20. It would be unrealistic to take out 1, 20, then another 20. But what you could do is this. I'm going to pin here for argument's sake. If I have 420 and I divide by 20, it's not taking out 20, which is just one group. Excuse me? Me too? I don't think so.
It's the same thing from Monday.
Huh?
It's the same thing from Monday where they brought the snacks for the lunch
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Don't forget. Alright, let's go. So we can take out, please pay attention, Bermuda. I give you writing time when you need to. So we have 420, we need to take out 20 divided by 20. I can take out 10 groups of 20. How much is that?
200.
200. So this is 10 groups. So we have 0, 2, 2 leave, right? Can I take out another 10 group? Which is another 200. This is 10 groups. So what is left is 20. So I take out one group. So if I have 10 groups and another 10 group and one group, how much time is that? 21. So I'm saying that I can get 20 out of 420, 21 times. Are we clear with that?
yeah.
Alright, so we're saying, that's why we're saying that the concept there is repeated subtraction. Now, what most of us, I don't know about your country, but this is what we do in Jamaica. That what you do?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the what? This is the procedure.
Yeah.
But do you notice there's a disconnect between the concept and the procedure here?
Make pardon?
Do you notice that there's a disconnect between this concept and this procedure here?
Yes, because when you,
Yes, please say.
we disconnected each step. You're saying repeat subtraction, but the subtraction doesn't happen until you start division.
Good, very good. And look here, when we say 20 into 42, is this really 42?
Yeah.
No, so there's a wrong concept there. So I really don't recommend this, but this is the algorithm. This algorithm will get it to the right answer.
But behind the wrong idea.
It will get it to the right, so the algorithm doesn't have to be connected to the concept. The algorithm, the steps, these steps take it to the right answer. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Okay, so the child will have to memorize these steps. If they understand the concept, they don't need to memorize this step. They can give them this and they can use repeated subtraction once they understand that idea.
So question.
Yeah.
So when we said at the beginning the number of times the division is the number of times something can be divided. I'm sorry. The
Yes.
division is when the divisor is divided into the dividend.
The number of times you can get the divisor from the dividend.
From the dividend.
Yeah. So because if you notice, I'm pulling out the dividend divisor. Each time I'm pulling out. So how many times or how many groups of that divisor can I get from the dividend?
So now the question is, when write it, is it incorrect to write when you did that?
Could you say this again for me, Rosina?
You did, because I was just trying to make sure that wrote the question as what we said in the concept, where we wrote 420 divided by 20, and actually put the division sign after the 420. So we did that, so I'm happy.
And because there's a difference between 4 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 4. Agree with me?
Yeah.
That's why it's important for the student to understand what's the divisor and what's the dividend. It's important.
Right.
Good.
Right.
Alright. Tell you what I'll do. I'll ask you to do the volume for your assignment. Tomorrow we'll start that as our pre-introductory activity. And you ready introductory activity?
Monday.
Oh, it's Monday. Oh, you have a whole lot of time. Do you get the idea now?
Yes.
Any question?
No. Not right now.
Crystal, are you okay?
Yeah,
Good.
yes. I'm just trying to read the board and kind of catch on.
Oh, I don't think you'll be able to catch on from that board here because
Well, I was looking at the class note. These guys are going to let me use their notes, but I think I'm caught on so far.
Okay, all right.
With division.
All right, good.
Thank you.
So, is it okay to clean the board or you need some more time?
Yeah, you can clean the
You
board.
clean the board.
Because you can't see the board.
Yeah, you can. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Alright, so this is the last thing I need to look at for us to move ahead. The other things that we did yesterday, I hope that you guys can catch on as we go along. Joe, welcome, Joe. You were so missed yesterday. Yeah, you said yesterday, but by now everybody's on board with me. Once I yesterday, actually Monday. You need to get the notes from Sheila, her important notes. What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, but at least give him this is important. I explained it. Alright, so last semester, listening?
Yes.
Jomo?
Yeah.
Last semester we looked at this model here for relational understanding. I'll talk about relational understanding. I'll say relational understanding has to do with understanding concepts. That's important. Please write that somewhere. Relational understanding has to do with understanding concepts. I'm going to call them all. So, what did I say? What did I say? Relational understanding.
Can we zoom out a little bit?
Yes.
Yes,
So let's see everything on the board.
Right.
Alright, so this is manipulative. I'll tell you what's in the circles. Manipulative, diagrams, real life situation, written symbol, and oral language. And it doesn't matter what order you write those things in. It's not important. Manipulative, diagrams, real life situation, oral language, and written symbol. Just need to have 5 seconds and ensure that 5 things are in. Those 5 things are in there. Finish writing?
Yes.
Alright. So the question is, why is this important? Christiana, can I remind us why this is important?
Okay, because we need to cater to the various learning styles of the students we have, and we have different learning styles. So each of the little circles will cater to them, and then we have a compact.
Alright, so our lesson should be wholesome, that's what you're saying, right?
Yes, yes.
So in terms of, we have different learners, so we want to cater to all those learners. So Kezia, can you give us an example? Remind us what would apply to what type of learner?
Right, the manipulative would cater to the tactile learner. You hearing me?
Can you hear her?
No.
I was just saying that the manipulative would cater to the tactile learner, while the oral language, visual, the diagrams and maybe the written symbol would cater to the visual learner, the oral language for the auditory, real life situation for kids for everybody.
Very good. Well said. So I'm going to repeat that so that to ensure that everybody.
Real life example.
Yes. So she said the manipulative is for the tactile learners. Who are tactile learners again?
They want to feel, they want to do.
Okay.
So Bermuda, who are tactile learners again?
The ones that use their hands, like to feel
They
things.
have to, and they have to do
They
it.
have to
They
do
have to do it.
Good, very good. So the manipulative is for the tactile learners. So we have now diagrams, or something you see pictures, the same thing. Who do you think that's for, that activity is for?
Say that again?
The diagram or pictures? What learning style is that catering to?
Visual.
Visual, very good. And oral language is for what?
Audio.
Good. And then we have written symbol, and the real life situation need to go for all learning styles. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Linguistic.
Alright, good. So what
Would writing symbols be linguistic?
I didn't hear that.
I'm asking a question. Would writing symbols be linguistic or no?
I didn't hear it properly. What's the question?
Yeah, like, I'm just looking at what you just did, right? And if we're looking at it from a multiple intelligence standpoint, wouldn't writing symbols be linguistic?
Written symbol would be linguistic? No. Because we're talking about written symbol, we're talking about written math symbol.
Oh, okay, all
So
right.
for example, if we were saying, if we want to say 25 plus 40, how do we write it? Represent it with math symbol? Because 25 can be represented in several ways. We look at that yesterday, representing 5, Monday, represented 5 several different ways. So it will be 25, so math plus. You have to understand that when you see this in math, it actually means that you're going to add. Are you understanding that? Add plus 40. So this is a math written symbol. This symbol here is unique to, well, have a different meaning. It can have a different meaning to it in other subject areas. But in math, it means that we're adding. So this is a written symbol.
Right.
Are we clear?
Yeah.
Good. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to ask Kezia to remind us of some of the activities we're saying when we're planning our developmental activities. When we have a class, and if we have that class in front of us, and we're teaching them, we need to give up for each concept or algorithm we're going to teach. We need to give them, for each concept, we need to give them these things. We need to give them activities that's going to cater to all of those things. So I'm saying they can give 5 activities, 3, 4, depending on, it just matters if all these things are taken into consideration. So Casey's going to come and share what she did yesterday. Monday, sorry. I don't know if Tiana wants to share hers. That's right. I think the circles needs to be bigger. Yeah, because it's only 3 weeks, so this is 3 assignments. So this. Okay, for Bermuda, please pay attention to what we're doing now. Do you look at your assignment sheet? I sent it to you. This very table is on your assignment sheet. So you need to pay attention.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Good. So we need to pay attention to the understanding. Miss the class, so I want you to understand what needs to be done. Sorry. Yeah, you can do the reading on all again. So John, maybe don't come Monday? What about Wednesday? Okay, so Monday, and there's a teaching session, so you have to come. But by that will be in July, so I guess by that will be off.
No, July is 3 o'clock.
First week of July spring?
Yeah.
Yes, and then that's week. Just next week, then we'll be
It's just in June.
Yeah, so that will be just next week.
It's the, let's see, Monday,
Yes, so by the other week.
Miss McCarthy,
Yes.
on the assignment sheet, I'm just looking at it, and so we have assignment 1, which is concept teaching and learning. It has part A and B, and then a little lower down, that's describing the 2 activities. All that is part of assignment 1.
I don't have it with me. You have 2 activities too. Could you read for me?
Okay, but there's assignment 1 and then assignment 3. So assignment 2 is missing, or?
No. It's 1, 2, and 3. It's only 3 assignments. That's to the error.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So assignment 1, and then the one that is labeled 3 is assignment 2.
Yes.
Okay, and then the last one.
Yes, sorry. Because initially it should have been 4 assignments, but because we only have 3 weeks, I can't give you 4
Uh-huh.
assignments if you don't have 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no problem.
Do you understand the assignments? What needs to be done?
I guess we'll be looking at the rubric today.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That's the only thing you're having a problem with so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the plan for today.
Okay.
Right after we do this, we're moving into those things.
Okay.
In the
Alright, let's look at this before you get your 10. Actually, you're supposed to get half an hour break, but I'm going to give you 10 minutes because we started late, okay? Yeah. Alright, so. Alright, this is what you're expected to, something like this you're expected to do for your assignment. So what she did, so for the first thing she has, it's like an activity that she would give in the class. It says use fraction pieces to determine equivalent fraction of a half. Now, which one is that catering to around us?
Everybody, which one is catering to?
Yes, in terms of the look at your table and tell me which other thing.
Oh, manipulative, tactile learning.
Yes, and so this is the thing for manipulative. Can you go for any other thing that you have there on the paper? Look at the others.
Diagram, visual.
Diagram? No. It says use fraction pieces. Remember the fraction pieces?
A piece.
So this is not
Oh,
diagram.
real life, sorry, real life.
Manipulative? I'm going to say this is manipulative. Alright? Let's go to the other one that she has here. Hello? Okay, so if a student, so this is what she has. If a student received 5/10 of a cake and another received 2/4 of the same cake, explain which student received more cake. So you see the equivalent fraction concept coming out here? Because what's 5/10 is to the half, and what?
Right.
And 2/4.
And that's the same thing as the half.
It's to the half. But what's the idea there is to get students to recognize that even though they're represented in different ways, it's the same amount. So which thing is this catering to Rick?
Real life.
Ah, very good. I would say real life. And it can also go for oral language. So this is two things in one. Because it can be asked in a question. I can just ask the question in the class. Agreed?
Yeah.
Alright, so the next one we're at. Alright, this is saying, write down 2 examples of equivalent fractions for 3/4 and 1/8. Which one is that, Crystal? Written symbol, very good. Let's look at this one, last one that we have. Rosina, it's your turn. Draw diagrams.
Daphne textile.
Draw diagrams to represent the following and circle the ones that are equivalent. Which one is this? Rosina?
Okay. It says draw diagram. I said manipulative.
Manipulative? Remember that manipulative is a tactile thing that you can hold in a hand. So if it says draw diagram.
I thought they were doers too.
I didn't hear you.
I thought they were doers too. So basically I was thinking they drawing the diagram to represent the
Yeah, but remember, if they're using manipulative, these are things that they would have to hold in the hand. They must be able to hold them and touch them and feel them.
Okay, all right, so I changed my mind.
All right, no problem. You're allowed to. What does it change to? Look at the table that you have there.
Okay, so visual, so diagram.
Good. That's what I would say too.
Everybody needs to be understand.
All right, so do you notice that she planned 4 activities that will get to all the 5 things on the table? Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Sure. And so that is what is expected. So don't worry about that. No, not the same. Just on the topic. You're going to ensure that the topic all 5 things. So you're going to class and 5 or 4 activities where all of these things are. And the one. So you know that all of these have to be in fractions. That's it.
Alright, so
And insert those extra activities for the criteria. You don't have to write one of the first. I should be able to read it and return. Alright? Are we clear now?
Yeah.
Sure? So that's what you're supposed to do for your assignment. You look at your assignment sheet, you're going to choose a topic, not the same topic that we did, but another one. Another concept. Alright, so I'm going to give you a 10 minutes break. Here. Just 10 minutes. Alright?